happen, or stick around. Your call. Let's see. Now I need to go advertise there to everyone that I'm streaming. Bingo. Bingo. What's his name-o? Yeah. Got a few things to do, and then we'll be good to go. We'll be ready. First stream of 2021. What a fun time to be alive, you know what I'm saying? Ba, 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 ba. Let's see, I need to advertise here. That's one place. Here's another place. Here's a third place. And then keep going. Here's a fourth place. And then here is a fifth place. And then here is a sixth place. Hey, what up, friends? Hello, Chronic Nitron, Shinmaster, Elv1000, Dr. Killswitch. Good to see you, everyone. Hope everyone's doing good. I need to get some background music going on, don't I? Let's do that. How's everyone doing today? Hey, thanks so much, Zekk, for that 12-month streak of Tier 1, baby. Gonna be building the Ogre today, baby. So I'm gonna be doing that once I get started with a few things. But let me just get some things set up because getting ready, who needs to get ready these days? Okay, let's do best of 2020. Let's go bests of cinematic. No lyrics. Let's play. Audio lag between audio. How bad is the lag? Actually, I think I can fix the lag. Hold on. I will answer questions in just a moment. Okay, there still should be some lag, but it should be slightly better, because I'm streaming at 30 frames per second, and that camera was going at 24. There still might be some lag going on, but let me know how bad it is. How is it? Quick question, haven't got a good answer from quick. Is the Portigo from TKC look alright? You've been told TKC has issues shipping and quality control wise, but has that been true for me? I haven't really ordered anything from TKC recently or built anything TKC related in quite some time, so I can't comment on their shipping. I do know they have had some issues with quality control with at least some of my friends who built TKC products. In terms of the Portigo, I don't know. I don't have a Portigo. I don't know if I'll get a Portigo to build. If I do, I'll definitely, do a review and whatnot, because I like doing these kind of reviews. I did my recent car review. I have an NK65 review coming out later this month, because I know a lot of people are wondering, Cara, even though it's too late to order now, but round 2, Cara, or possibly getting a NK65 if they want that budget 65. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't know if it'll be good or not. I mean, I hope it'll be good for people who are interested in such a keyboard, but I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. Thanks so much, OGK 2017, Fresn's Unite. Quick question. You got an HHKB hybrid. You're loving it so far. Is it stubborn of me to not lube or just let it age? If you like it how it is, you like it how it is. Lubing takes a good work. It will be improved if you lube it, but if you're just happy with it right now, completely fine. I mean, I use my HHKB hybrid as well, unlubed for... I mean, it's still actually unlubed. I'm going to be lubing it once I get my parts back. If you guys watch my heavy grail video I released in December, then you guys know that I sent the heavy grail back to Ryan, and actually my components are still in that heavy grail because he needed to confirm the issues with it. So he has actually all my sliders and my PCB for my keyboard. So yeah, thanks so much for people who are stopping by to say hi and have to go early. I definitely understand that I don't stream at the best of times. Streaming on a Monday night? What? People have work tomorrow? Who would have thought? But thanks so much for stopping by and saying hi. Huey Ping is best ping. You know it, PR. Hey, Huey, by Trisect. I love your POV on many things. Curious to know what's my take on Palm versus FR4 plates. My initial answer to Palm versus FR4 is I like FR4 more than Palm. I think Palm plates in certain housings can seem a bit overly clacky, whereas FR4, in theory, you might seem like, oh, shouldn't FR4 be clacky as well? It's made out of, PCB material, FR4, which is like has fiberglass in it. But you know what? FR4 is actually can be like, it's pretty nice in my opinion. I think FR4 half plates are like a really, really good option for a lot of people who want a nice feeling board with some flex and overall a nice, pretty pleasant, pleasant tone to their typing. So Monday night is a really strange time. Yeah, right. It's definitely a strange time indeed. I know it's a strange time because there was only like 1 or 2 other keyboard people going on right now. So you definitely know it's not the best of times. I still need to do stabilizers. That's what I'm doing now while I'm chatting, hanging out. But I hope everyone had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. I basically have been kind of like off the keyboard world since I released my Cara video, and even slightly before that, mainly because I had Christmas Eve until basically yesterday off of my real job of work, and when I took that time off, I also basically took a break from like doing anything keyboard related, just because I needed time to unwind and everything. But it's 2021. I'm back, baby. This week in keyboards will be back. I have other shows and stuff I'll be talking about coming up pretty soon, so we'll be in it to win it. Before you go, any upcoming TKLs you should keep an eye out for? Something equivalent to the Rama U80. Maybe the Mode 80? I think that already is happening. The Keon's F1 through 8, I heard, is pretty decent as well. I know a lot of people, at least for the price range, a lot of people like the KBD TKL. Haven't tried any of the 3 I just mentioned, but I've heard decent things of all 3 I just mentioned. Yeah. PR, Huey, do you think it's possibly just a metal plate kind of guy? Yeah. Plastics aren't for everyone? Yeah. Yeah, that's completely reasonable. Yeah, that's fine. Space 80, probably going to be decent as well. Like I said, I've kind of been like off the keyboard wagon for like the last couple weeks. So, oh, it's Harry Potter in the chat. What up, Megaforce? Let's re-lube some old stabilizers. How'd I get my high pro keycaps? I was at the right place at the right time. I got them back when Topro was still producing and manufacturing high pro, so that's all I had to do. be existing in the hobby. I know it's not really a great answer, but it is it's all I had to do. Just be there at the right time, right place. Be there when things were still happening. Happy New Year's to you as well, Tim Beaches. I know Mega, Mega Force. I've actually legitimately been offered more than that for my Jest systems. Music volume okay, or is it? I think it's on loud side, huh? Turn it down a little bit. Everything audio wise, everything sound okay? HHK before a decade, you just didn't know about it. Ooh, yeah. I mean, it definitely wasn't something that they advertised. They didn't even advertise it really in Japan either. And it didn't sell well, and that's why they discontinued it, unfortunately. Yeah, I hope they bring it back someday. I don't know if they will. I don't know if they're going to do anything with the tooling. I know all the facilities that produce High Pro are basically spun down and doing other Topra stuff. We'll have to see. Okay, gotta lube switch. I gotta lube stabilizers real quick. This is like the boring part. I'm gonna get this out of the way because you guys aren't here to watch me lube stabilizers. I hope not. Is this being built with my granddad's MX Browns? I wish. These are gonna be built with inks with 55 gram sprit springs. 3204 lube on the spring and 205 grade 0 lubed on the stem is what I did. What's the update on the High Pro clones? I do not know. They gave some pictures the other month, and aside from that, I don't know. Hopefully those turn out well, and those aren't vaporware and they exist, because that would be as the kids say, pretty pog champ. I'm hip with it, right? I know modern slang. So these stabilizers were lubed before. I just need to quickly, let me just give you guys, you guys don't really care about this video, do you? How does this camera look on top? I think it looks a little cleaner than before. I worked on some tweaking stuff here and there. I think the quality for this is a little nicer. Aren't I a zoomer? When is the zoomer range? It looks sharp. That's good. It should look sharp. It would make it easier for me to show things for y'all. 22 and below. I'm not a zoomer. No, I'm older than I'm a millennial then. That's the one before zoomers, right? I'm not that young. Unsubbed. It's like that SpongeBob meme. How many times do we have to tell you, old man? Speaking of MX sliders, I hope the Deskey sliders turn out well. I'll talk about it sometime later to stream, but I did get some Deskey domes. You guys may know they have released their own variant of BKEs, the pink and lake blue. So I'll be doing a review on these coming up this month as well. Although I know a lot of people liked my Deskey's silencing rings review, and I'll probably do something very similar for the domes, which is in one sitting swap out my freaking Norba Force or Norba Touch like 4 times in one sitting and hate myself slightly. But yeah. I moved the camera a little forward, so now when I lean forward, I have to lean pretty forward for my head to get in frame now, which is good, because now I can actually lean and work on stuff, and my head and hair not be in frame. The pink and blue things I had on frame earlier are the new Deskey domes. Let me just move my microphone to a more convenient position. What screwdriver? I will show you my screwdriver. It is hiding behind chats. I'll show you in just a moment once we get to putting the board back together and stuff. Deskey sizes were announced. Yeah, they're announced like 2 years ago. I think they're hard work at them now because they just released the domes, so the domes are done. They did, you know, talk about them 2 years ago, but they did say definitely say domes first before they would get to the sliders. So sliders are just, domes are out. Domes are released. You can buy them, wait for them to ship to you, or you can wait for my review if you're curious about them, which might not be a bad option because not everyone loves that BKE style pop, and these are modeled after BKEs, so they will be on that high tactile side. I know not everyone likes that for Topra. So, fun fact: the name Topra comes from Tokyo Press. Curious how they feel versus 55-gram domes. Yeah, so am I. So most likely for my review, I'll be comparing 55-gram domes, the BKE Redux Light and Redux Heavy from Keycaps, as well as the two new Des Keys, Lake Blue and Pink. This is very intense music for just lubing stabilizers. Zekken is the Tokyo Press. That'd be dank. Yeah, I hope they'll be straight smooth too. If they're straight smooth, if they're really smooth, as good as or better than Nova Touch sliders, they're going to be a slam dunk for a lot of people who want MX compatibility with their Topra. One thing I don't know, maybe someone who's been paying a bit more attention, are they also doing the modifiers as well? The Ogre encapsulates what you think a custom 60% should be. I hope I really like it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it. Typically, rubber band mounts have been really good for me. I was really originally deciding between the aluminum, this like dark red burgundy-ish aluminum plate, and the polycarb half plate, but I wanted to go with aluminum full plate, mostly because I got GMK burgundy, and come on, how can you not want to do this combo of wombos? You know what I'm saying? This combo wombo combo kind of deal. But let's lube stabilizers real quick so we can get to the fun parts. For other streamers who've built the Ogre, what have most people built the Ogre with? The polycarb half plate? I feel like that's kind of like the easy move if you're a streamer, which is like, ooh, polycarb half plate's unique. I don't say that in like a super negative way. I definitely had it in very high considerations on if I would use the polycarb half. You don't think you've seen many people really? That's surprising. I feel like that should be like one of the most natural options for streamers. How does a half plate work? Great question. Okay, so I will actually show you after I lube the stabs, because when I take this apart, I'll just put it on top and I'll show you how it looks on it and why it exists as it does. We'll go over that pretty soon indeed. I did get 2 PCBs and 2 plates, so I can do another build in the future, which I will. I think this one's gonna be linear, and I'm just gonna attempt fate and make the polycarb half plate build tactile. tactile in 2021. That's Huey showing his age right there. Yes, GMK Burgundy, because what else would go with this beautiful plate? Oh, actually, Zach, and since you're here, there's something I need to show you on my Ogre that I want to ask if I should be concerned about. The answer is probably I don't need to be concerned about it, but I'll show you after I lube stabs, because right now my fingers are sticky. I don't want to just like lay my fingers all over the beautiful ano with these my lubey fingers. Are tactiles boomer switches? It feels that way. It feels that way. Millennial switches. Wait a second. I do need 3, okay. You only have tactiles and boxes of jades. Nice. I think box shades are nice clicky if you like clicky switches. I mean, there aren't many people who like clicky switches these days. Clicky switches would probably be the actual boomer switch. Holy Pandas to, I guess that's supposed to be Fortnites. to Zoomer, even though when you spell it that way, it reminds me of Fort9, which is a great YouTube channel on motorcycling stuff. If anyone's into motorcycling, probably knows about Fort9, which is also a Canadian retailer for motorcycle equipment, but they make amazing reviews and equipment videos. I don't know if anyone else here rides. But if you ride and you haven't heard of Fort9, then 10 pages, you feel like you're surrounded by people who like tactile while you're through and through a linear person. 2021, year of the unknown. Correct. We don't know yet. We'll see. But 2020 was like the year of the JWK recolor. Like 2020 just felt like the year of food coloring. You know what I mean? Like everyone just took the JWK switch and just like put droplets of food coloring. It was like, we're gonna have this one and this one. It's like when someone makes a rainbow cake and it's just a cake, the same kind of cake all the way through, but they just put different food coloring for each one. It's like that. It's like it looks great, but in conceptually it's boring because you just have. I mean, cake is fine. Let them eat cake, but still. Like that's the thing, right? Even though it's just putting food coloring on cake, a lot of people like cake, so that's fine. It's just they're just not innovative. It's just food colored cake. But a lot of people like cake, and it's good for a lot of people. It's basically people did the same thing with Gatoron, but I think people went more intense with color options with JWK than Gatoron when Gatoron was popping with we'll do colors for anyone, and that's the only reason JWK offers so many custom colors for anyone, which they saw Gatoron doing it and doing it well, and they're like, hey, we got this new linear switch, it's pretty good, let's do the same thing, let's offer it in colors with pretty low MOQs so people can get a lot of different colors. A bada bing, a bada boom, you know what I'm saying? I like Gatoron though. I like Gat Inks. Gat Inks have done me solid. It was very bombastic kind of cinematic music. I'm kind of down with this. Do you guys want to hear this music, or do you guys want to hear the streamer classic of either smooth jazz or lo-fi hip hop? Just kidding. Choice is an illusion. I'm in control. And we're listening to this. I don't even know if it's that loud for you guys. It's very loud for me. It's probably not loud enough for you guys. Oh, Mr. Teja's in the chat. What up? What up, Nathan? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing hunky dory, as the Hueys would say. So funny mini story, everyone. So I work in my industry. I work in is technically construction, and sometimes I have to go for like job visits to help with small stuff here and there. Talk with other foremen for projects. And there's a few foremen that I talk with over the phone for a project that we do together. And when I showed up, the first time I'm meeting him, meet him, talk him, and I go back, and it's funny because he tells one of my coworkers, "Oh, I met Huey the other day." My coworker's like, "Yeah, what was Huey's like?" He's like, "I never expected Huey to be like a younger Asian guy. Doesn't Huey just belong to like names of really old white guys?" I was so surprised Huey wasn't a really old white guy. I'm like, okay. I don't know. For a sec, just alt tab and just listen to my voice. Do I sound like an old white guy when I talk? I don't know. That's what everyone expected from me. That they're like, he's named Huey. They talk with me on the phone a bit. and they just did not expect me to look like me, a long-haired, Huey. Can't imagine my voice on anyone else. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment to my uniqueness. Good to see you, Jeff. Named after a NAM helicopter. Well, typically when people see my name, the number one response is, Huey Lewis? I'm like, oh, yeah. Get it out. Maybe like 2 out of 10, 1 out of 5 times, people will be like, Huey helicopter. Let me wipe off this excess lube from my table. Where's my cloth? I'll open up a new cloth, whatever. Oh, here's a cloth. Here's a rag. It's a quarantine hairstyle, basically. Huey, Dewey, or Louie? Barely anyone remembers, like, DuckTales, the nephews of Scrooge. Huey, Louie, and Dewey. DuckTales. DMCA'd. Okay, so here's okay, let me wipe my hands real quick on this. On the side I didn't. Okay. So this is just, it's not screwed together, because why would I leave it screwed together? I know I'm going to take it apart. Oh, never mind, it aligned itself. Never mind, I don't have anything to show you, Zach. I thought I did, but I didn't. Everything fixed itself. Okay, so someone asked about half plate earlier. Let's talk about half plate real quick. So let's take this off. And let's get the half plate out. Okay, so this is a full plate. Of course, every switch fits into the plate, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? A half plate is kind of a misnomer, because it's literally not 50%. It's not literally not half. But a half plate only covers typically the modifiers and maybe the top and bottom rows. So it's modifiers and top rows, because 1 through plus aren't modifiers, they're still alphanumerics. But this is typically the half plate setup. And yes, if you're wondering, if you put in switches where like the Q, A, or Z, or Z if you're international, they don't clip into the sides. They still free float just like all the switches in the middle. And the reason is you have a much firmer typing feel for the modifiers, yet you have a nice, much more flexible kind of typing experience for the alphanumerics, or at least the alphas, because there's only the PCB to give the reinforcement, so it'll have only the flex of the PCB. So yeah. But we're going with a full plate today. It's very interesting. It's definitely something I would recommend, if possible, to try out. If you ever get the chance, try it out. Try it out, just because it's unique. So the Neb is eldest in the server active. Actually, that'd be J-Shuff. J-Shuff, I am confident, is the oldest active person on my Discord. As I've both met Nebulant and J-Shuff IRL. I've had lunch with both of them before. Nebulant is old, but he's not J-Shuff old. Okay, stabilizers. So for this kind of keyboard, you do need to use the clip-in stabs. Zach, why are there 2 7U positions? Which 7U position do I choose? Do keycaps sink lower because of the missing plate height? They do not. I mean, all keycaps should be the same. The PC, whenever you clip in switches, whether you have a plate or not, you should always put them in down into the PCB. Does anyone remember which 7U position I use? Because this board has multiple 7U positions. Actually, the plate only has one option, so I'll just align it with the plate. Derp. You got an FR plate with your Rukia. Sounds nice on the alphas. Heck yeah. So if you are wondering about this PCB, this is a PCB by Mr. Heine. You can see those little Heine logo right here. It's the H60, and it does have a JST connector. As you may see, there's a JST right here. So we got a centered USB-C port. Nice things about keyboards like this is that we have little alignment tabs. Alignment tabs are always really nice, because when you put both pieces together, they're going to line up. I say that, I mean, it sounds so obvious, but for a really long time in our community, designers built keyboards without them because that's technically extra machine time and extra manufacturing time. So it used to actually not be super common with a lot of boards, believe it or not, as even though it seems so obvious today on why boards should be designed with alignment tabs. It seems so obvious, but didn't always used to be the norm. That's your Huey fun fact of the day. Man, I give you I give y'all 2 fun facts already. I spoil my chat. Just kidding. There's fun facts. So let's let's just cover this up real quick. Move that over, and let's mount my switches. These are Inks 55-gram sprit springs, 3204 lube springs, and the stems are lubed with 205 grade 0. Nice. This isn't like a super difficult to snap in switch plates. That is going to be conveniente. If by V2 you mean ink V2s, yes. Without any kind of leaf falling out issues that some people reported. Which, from my understanding, it's still a minority of people have that issue, but it was an issue for some people. And that has, as far as I know, been completely fixed. It would be really cool in the future to modify my polycarb. No, I can't modify my polycarb plate like that. But doing an Alps build of the Ogre would be pretty amazing, but I'd need Alps plates. Maybe that's something future Huey can tackle. I do have enough brown Alps for a brown Alps FR4 plate for the Ogre. That would be pretty nice. I think it'd be nice. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't used this Ogre yet. My first time building it. I've only seen other people build it, and that's not even like completely true because I usually am too busy to watch the full stream, so I just tune in for a little bit and be like, "Oh, that's cool. Good to see you." And then I gotta go after like 30 minutes. So while I'm building this up, so yeah, it's 2021. I'm gonna have some more keyboard content coming up. This week in keyboards will be returning sometime later this week. So if you've been itching for that Huey's hot takes on keyboard news, including the rapid fire section, that'll be coming up pretty soon. Yay, hooray! I'm working on the Des Keys Dome review. I mean, I will be working on. I just got those in today. NK65 review. I have a custom board. I built up my Yohane TKL that I'll be doing a review on. Probably sometime late next month, I'll be doing a review on this Ogre as well. I want to start getting back into my roots, which was reviewing more custom keyboards as well. So you'll see some of those. I have a review on the Ink Kangaroo switch I've been working on. So I have a lot of like video work I've been doing and having a fun time working on, and that's my goal for 2021 is definitely to be a lot more productive with my keyboard content. I hope I can stick with it, and I hope y'all keep supporting me however you can. And I almost reached 10,000 subs on YouTube, which I know for overall for most YouTubers that's like no big deal, but for me it is. So thank you everyone who's subscribed to my YouTube, watched my videos, and just supports what I do however they can. So yeah, thanks to everyone who's been following along my content, watching it. For streaming content, I will also be streaming more this year. Last year I didn't stream that much, to be perfectly honest. That was because I've been really busy with a lot of other stuff. But this year I definitely will be streaming more. Later this week or early next week will be Season 3 of the Cool Board. Yes, the Cool Board is going to return. It's going to be streamed like it has for Season 2. So that's going to be coming up. We're going to have a new Cool Board, which means a new opportunity to verbally argue with each other on why certain keyboards are too cool for school or why certain keyboards are just a big yikes. Bring back which Switch more? I mean, which Switch? I think they're just going to be just Switch reviews. I'm not sure if I'll brand them under which Switch in the future, to be perfectly honest. It's really strange how TLOs are quite unpopular. They're just mainly unpopular because of the high price to performance. I still think for a linear Switch, they have amazing performance in terms of smoothness and even sound if you tune them correctly. It's just for a lot of people, you still need to do a lot of work like you do with other Switches, but they're just so expensive. You know, for half the price, you can get a JWK or a Gatoron. For a quarter of the price, you can get a Gatoron. And they will be still very, very good and competitive when tuned nicely. J80 always needs to move up more. Yeah, the J80 on the cool board, it's like it's one of the most wow boards. One of the most wow options for any kind of keyboard. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's my boy. It's my boy Kimchi. Yo, Kimchi. Did you ever watch? Yeah, I think you watched maybe I think I've seen you on 1 or 2 episodes of being on spectating, being in chat on the cool board. Did you ever follow along the cool board when that was going? Cherry MX switches are solid compared to Telios. It can be, at least in terms of sound. Cherries are always nice. In terms of smoothness, you definitely need to do some work. Speaking of cherry switches, hyperglides. Anyone use them yet? I haven't used any hyperglides yet. I just don't know if the hype is worth it. It just seems like which board? Oh no, it's the cool board. It's a show I used to do. It's a live stream show I used to do. I think hyperglides are not good enough since it's not hype. What are hyperglides? Great question. So hyperglides are a new Switch line by Cherry. They're rated for 100 million actuations instead of 50 million, which is their standard. And they're supposed to be essentially a smoother MX Black Switch. They're basically the same weight, same everything as MX Blacks, but I guess they redone the tooling and they've rebranded a new line of MX Black switches as Hyperglide switches, which are supposed to be smoother and more durable. Where can you buy them? Some vendors stock them. There's one in the US. I forgot who sells it. Yeah, there's supposed to be a new form of MX Black switches. But yeah, okay, cool, Kimchi. Season 3 for the cool board will be starting soon, and definitely this season on the cool board, planning to have more guests than I did last season. So I'll be hitting you up because I think people want to hear your hot takes on what keyboards are cool and what keyboards are yikes. Okay, let's solder. Let's get soldering. Spicy takes your. Yeah, I know it. Yep. Let's drink some liquid first. Okay. Not worth. Better off getting Gatorons. Coming from a user named Gatoron. Sus much? I need to solder. This season, no more Mr. Nice Neb. You're so much sick of so much shit. Yeah, bring it. Oh, you'll probably be a guest at some point too, Nevlin, since you're Mr. Color Science. So we can do some super spicy science out of the way. What do you think of this set? He's sick of my opinions. Are there downsides to hot swap boards versus solder boards? You can't really tell the difference on your boards. I would say there's definitely a difference between them. Whether or not you can detect the difference is, for some people, difficult depending on the board. I think there's a reason a lot of people, a lot of vendors and designers are moving toward hot swap for convenience. And even a lot of people, want hot swap anyways. I mean, a lot of vendors do because it makes, stuff like diagnosing and like just fixing things just easier. Thanks for joining Trisected. No problem. Hope to catch you next time. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or nights. Aren't you getting hot enough? Hello? What's happening? Oh, I need to tin my iron first. Duh. Tinning irons. Also, there's more copper here I need to heat up. Because it's one of those double pad setups. What is this music? Are we like fighting a boss? Is this an ogre boss battle? Am I fighting the ogre chieftain right now? Is that what's happening? Because that's what it sounds like is happening. You love my opinions because you have them and we respect each other's differences. That's true. I'm soldering the ogre chieftain. What are we listening to now? What is that ominous music? Turn up for you guys. Never mind. It got loud. Yes, this is a Pace soldering station. It's the Pace ADS-200. I mean, the music category for tonight is just cinematic. So hopefully this music reminds you of some kind of movie. Otherwise, this playlist would not be doing its job. Will you do a YouTube video recommending boards for newbies? Maybe in the future. I kind of want to do one once I have the NK65, Kara, Portigo, and KBD Fan 67 Lite, I believe it is, all in hand. Because I think those 4 boards and maybe whatever else is available at the time will be it. It's just difficult sometimes for me when I do kind of newbie content. I don't think a lot of like newbie users really watch my content. I know in general a lot of my content really isn't even like oriented that way, so I'm not even sure how much newer information newer people can really glean from my content. Like even when I do like This Week in Keyboards, I don't explain any of the acronyms or explain this or that. I just say things with the assumption my audience knows what I'm talking about, which probably isn't the best way to do a lot of my content, but and probably isn't the best for getting new people in. But I mean, it's definitely something I've talked about. I've considered for a while through 2020 and what to work on for 2021, because I mean, with a lot of people coming in the hobby, it would be beneficial if I had some more beginner. And for a while I wanted to do like a Man of Interest's intro to keyboards lesson plan and video series. I just don't know if I could do it better than some of the other great streamers and other sources in our community who put out content too. And if I can't do it better than them, why would I want to do it when I could just recommend their content for new people getting in? Because I want to help people, but I don't want to like help people for my own sake. I want to help people for their sake because they're the ones requesting and asking help, Or maybe I'm just talking nonsense, but if I work on content, I feel like it's a good way of showing new people new things. Then maybe I will, put stuff out, but I need to really think about how I would approach it, and is it both different enough and substantial enough to justify its own existence, if you will. I think a lot of other newbie content is very opinionated. Actually, yeah, it's one thing I haven't actually watched that much other newbie content because, well, I'm not a noob, to be honest. At least I don't think I'm a noob. I'm sure there are plenty of people in this community who cringe at everything I do, rightfully so. Waiting for Bower Light, so am I. We'll see. We'll see if you know that kind of content fits my 2020 video plans for content plans. I don't know if something like that would be more. Actually, it'd be more beneficial in a video, because let's be honest, I know how many people go back and watch my streams. It's not that many. Hey, it's only the 4th day, okay? There's like it's a 5-day grace period where you can still accidentally write 2020 and then cross out the 0 and put a 1. Okay, I'm still within the 5-day grace period of fucking that up. Okay, from my understanding, that's how it works. See, it's 5 business days. see, the worst part, Kimchi, is if 2020 was actually a 3-phase boss and 2021 is only phase 2. Right? It's like a multi-phase boss battle where like, oh, I'm doing so good against the boss. I got the boss is dead, right? And then another health bar appears and you're like, oh no. Oh no, I've used my potions. All my cooldowns are all of my cooldowns are going right. Oh my god, there's another. Oh my god, I don't know this next attack pattern because I haven't reached the stage. Oh my god, you know, yeah, that's. So yeah, but I do plan on making a lot more videos and a lot more streams for 2021. That's the plan, at least. I hope I can stick to it. I hope I can hopefully just dig myself into relevancy, because I kind of have a pretty good understanding of like where I lie on the spectrum of content creators. I know people don't like to quantify things like that, but it's definitely quantifiable to a degree. And I definitely want to do better for myself. Like after this, I'm working on thumbnails for the highlights for the last Keyboards Tonight video episode I did with Hugo and Diego. We're gonna have stream highlights. I've already edited all the highlights. There's like 10 highlights I edited out. I just need to make all the thumbnails. And there's a reason history is one of the least popular subjects in school. I say that and I love history. You always like going to new streams when they're desoldering? That's how you met him. Yeah, you definitely right about there, Gavin. Things have definitely changed very quickly. I will say I don't think myself as like a... I don't think of myself as a very natural kind of stream personality or even person. It's something I definitely have worked years to achieve something. I've worked years to achieve something that most streamers can do in like a month, to be honest. But I'm willing to put in the hard work. You catch up and everything. You actually enjoy desoldering? Nice. So many cheeky comments from my car video. Yeah, there are a lot of cheeky comments for the car video. I don't respond to a lot of them because I knew that video would get a lot of views more than like my normal audience without growing my normal audience, and it would just like introduce a lot of people who don't know as much, or maybe they're just a little bit ignorant to certain things in the community. I don't want to I don't think they're bad people. or they have bad intentions. I think some of it is ignorance and some of it is just preference. But I do still read those comments because it's a different perspective. It may not be a perspective I agree with. Thanks, PR. But it's definitely a different perspective. And learning about different perspectives and why they have that perspective is good. And sometimes it's pretty obvious, which is like, I don't like HHKB. Comments like, I would have bought it if it had a control key. I'm like, but bruh, but it does have a control key. It's just somewhere different. But it has a control key, right? You know, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about when like you see an HHKB style and someone's like, yeah, I like that, but it doesn't have a control key, and they're like, ah. HHKB is great for Unix because it was developed for Unix. It's actually originally a Unix layout. The first Unix boards by Sun Microsystems had the control right there and the backspace right there. The HHKB layout originated from Unix layouts, from early Sun Microsystems keyboards for Unix. Another history lesson for you, by the way. Because if you know Unix history, you know that's like for like Vim and stuff. That's why control is there. Like there's a historical, technical reason for that placement. That can use Arch. That's awesome. I don't know the difference between anything because I'm not a programmer. Remember, it was only like 3-4 years ago I learned what a GitHub was. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. God, that was such a painful memory. That will be one of the highlights from the recent Keyboards Tonight episode, where I talked about my QMK PTSD. Okay, last 5 switches. 6 switches, I mean? Or now it's 5 switches. In Japan, a ton of devs have HHKBs, and the reason is in Japan, a lot of coding professors actually use HHKBs, and then their students are like, you're a cool professor, I want to be like you. And then one of the first things they notice is that the professor uses an HHKB. So they get HHKBs. So yeah, HHKBs are actually pretty popular with devs in Japan. That is definitely a very true thing. You don't know if you can use HHKB much ever again. Nerve damage and limited movement pinky. Oh, that is rough. But fortunately, we live in the fast times of programmability, and you can kind of map things to help mitigate, pinky strain, regardless of layout. So, hey, good to see you, Steez. Hope you're doing A+ today. Okay, let me just double check to make sure I've soldered every switch. And yeah, it's definitely been like a month since I've soldered, and some of these joints are a bit sloppy, but they'll work. That's what counts. Oh yeah, okay. So next I need to put the band the band around the board. Let's do this. Okay, I think there's a trick to assembling it. I remember Zekk was saying something about like tighten it to a certain amount if it doesn't want to go, and then don't tighten it. And I'm just gonna screw it together, and I'm gonna do it by feel, and not ruin this board, because I'm a quote unquote professional. Okay. First, let's connect the JST connector, which is a generous length. And okay, one thing I love already, one thing I love is the JST connector. If you can see, it goes from center to left side, right? With the cable being right here. The JST port is just facing it. It's just, it's not like you don't have to do like this, and it's long enough for you to just do this. You guys know there's definitely some like, some of you may not know, but a lot of you who've assembled a lot of keyboards like me will know there's a lot of keyboards that use JST connectors, but they have like really short cables, so you gotta like do like this kind of weird dance to assemble it and like try to fit it in without like tugging at the cable too much. Those are a big pain, but I think a lot of designers are like, let's just make the JST connector slightly longer, not a pain in the ass, because why be a pain in the ass? Hey, Mr. Petrov, good to see you. Hope you're doing good. A+. Hope you had a great holiday season, great New Year's. So all you do is make sure when I put it in, I'm tucking in the cable into its slots. Okay, lining up the tabs. The tabs are aligned. Imagine having a Xeno post Man of Interest review. Okay, now I just slot this down. And someone was asking about my screwdriver, right? We gotta check out my new screwdriver. This is a kind of a... Is this supposed to be a very tight fit? Or do I... Oh, I need to probably fit it in a bit more, it looks like. Because it's not sitting... It's not seating like it's supposed to. So let's figure this out. OPR. Okay. So what part is... Is this the corner? What's the sides? Maybe if I... Okay, there we go. Now it's fitting on one side of it better. What is the difficulty here? Yes, says Zekk. So yes, I need to squeegee it in one side at a time, looks like. Okay. Is this what I need to do? I'm just gonna poke in. Well, the other side just keeps poking out every time. Is that enough? I don't know if I've done that enough. Oops. No, I have not done it enough. It's still sitting a bit too high. As you can see, I can't line up that front. I don't want to put the screws in and just force it tight, because that could cause an issue. So this is the most difficult part of the Ogre build. Okay, let me think. What is... Maybe I need to do it front and then back? Yeah, if I do it front's fine, but then the back... Come on. There we go. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, the USB port, kind of tough, but it does align. So let's get the screwdriver. So my screwdriver, I upgraded. This is the ES126, not the 121, which is normally the upgrade that most people get to the 120. It's the new 126. More torque and new feature has lights. Isn't that fancy? So let's see if I gave it enough room to screw in properly. No, I did not. Oh, maybe now. Oh! I heard a good snap. I heard a good snap. Let's just try this corner. Okay, it's in. I feel a little tightening. I don't want to tighten it too much, just in case, you know. Let's now try this corner. Okay, that went in. That was okay. Looks like I will be okay now. Looks like I will be able to assemble this. Hey, thanks so much for the gifted sub, Glizzo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Howdy, Jax. Good to see you. Hope you're doing A+. Actually, nice to see an O-ring gasket set that seems like it'll do something. Yeah, it's definitely being like pressure is definitely being applied to and from the gasket. So, can we talk about my hair? Sure. You're obviously jealous. Well, yeah, took a while to get here. How long am I letting it go? I told myself, thank you for another tier 1 gift sub, Glizzo. I told myself back in February that I would get a haircut once I got vaccinated. Oh yeah, if you guys haven't seen, I got a brand new my keycap puller, by the way. This is nice. It uses a Swiss Tools screwdriver handle, so it's really comfortable. This isn't like a hard plastic. It's really nice. It's textured. It feels great. I got a nice switch puller. Thanks for noticing, PR. Yeah, they are color matched to, you know, my brand. These were both made by a friend whose name is Dave. So thanks, Dave. I don't know if you're watching, but yeah. So I got some pimped out gear. Jax, people who don't screw in a cross corner fashion are they're fascists. I'm just gonna say it. Just gonna put that out there. I think I hear a difference. Okay, so GMK Burgundy. Sorry, I'm not giving you guys a choice on what keycap we're using today. We're just using Burgundy because I got it. Thank you, Nebulant, by the way. And I want to use it for this board because I think it's gonna look beautiful. I can already tell the difference. QWERTYU. There's the D. Should have lubed the I should have lubed the switches a bit more, to be honest. Now I feel them. I definitely went a bit too light with the 2.5 grade 0 on the stems. I'll definitely have to redo these at some point, I think. At least that's my initial impressions. We'll see. Wait a second, shouldn't this be going the other way? It's also a shift. You know what? I'm just gonna pour these out like a baller. So what switches would you put on this board if you had this board? Sorry, not what switch. What keycaps would you put on this board if you had it? I think Burgundy was a good choice. I think Burgundy was a great choice too. You only put Burgundy in your Zekk boards. Do you have multiple Burgundies or multiple Zekk boards? Or is it still like me in a 1-to-1 ratio? Because so far my Zekk to Burgundy ratio is 1. DSS Midnight will actually look pretty good in this. Different plate, but it'll look good. Okay, here's the proper shift. I knew it. This is a big function key. Don't fool me like that. How dare you? See, because that's caps lock. 1-to-1. Nice. Staple capsule. Hi. This is coming together nicely. Squeaky, squeak, squeak, make squeak, squeak. Oh my god. Jakey. Free yourself. Ooh, powder coated. Very nice. Ooh, do I put the burgundy, the grapes, or do I put escape? What do y'all think? Get this. See this key? It's no. You know why? You know why we're not using the key, right? Everyone in chat is educated. We know. We're all here. We know why we're not using that keycap, right? Right. It's not something I have to explain, right? What are we listening to? This is a very interesting classification or cinematic. No escape. Go mod tilde. We're not going to mod tilde. Yeah, should have went heavier on the lube. Definitely went way too light. That's okay. Imagine if the set had row 5. Oh, it'd be so nice. The 205 will probably settle and sound okay. That's hopefully true. Ooh, I also have the wine glass option. I don't know if you do wine glass, grapes, or escape. Let me know what you all think of our choices. Okay, what do we... There's FN. There we go. Where's my tab? Here's my tab. This is the tab. Escape. You want to escape? I gotta find the escape. Otherwise, there'll be no escape. There's escape. Dunzo. Let's put all the keycaps away. Do you guys ever take like a space bar and like when you go, when you go to like fancy-ish restaurants and they're like you finish the entree and they're before they bring out the dessert they get a little bread crumb scraper and they're like, oh, let me clean this up for you, sir. Let me clean this up for you before you get your desserts out. And he's like, whoosh, 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 whoosh. You guys know what I'm talking about? Little crumb scraper. This is what I do sometimes. Yes, yes, sir. Let me just scrape away these keycaps for you. Let's clean the table. I don't think most places really do that anymore. All right, I need to put the. There we go. Yeah, definitely need more lube, but that's okay. So the Ogre has the beautiful, beautiful logo right here. Right, we got the USB-C nice and centered and aligned. Yeah, not too many tablecloth places left. You just want to say that my Green Gone MX Mini reviews are actually what got you into custom keyboards, and for me to be building one of your designs. Oh, thanks so much, Zekk. And I'm really happy that I got a chance to buy this keyboard and check it out. There will be a review on this board coming up in the future as well. Yeah, it's such an old video. That was OG Huey. Wow, I'm not even giving you guys the best lighting setup. I totally forgot. I forgot to turn on the light. Now it's even brighter and better. Let's see if anyone wants to. Sorry for the squeaky chair. I still need to save up for a new table. Yeah, right now Nebulant has the Green Gone MX Mini. $55 springs are light. Be like a delicate typist for this. Is this an Aeron chair? No, it's a fucking IKEA stool. My ass hurts because there's no padding. Oh, I'm so happy to have built this up. Yeah, I'll be working on a review for this probably next month, just because this month's review queue is already filled up. Because we got this, and where's the other one? This. I got other content I'm working on as well. Let's see. Don't know why I'm doing this. Can't really tell you guys much useful. Thank you. It's a great screwdriver. I absolutely love it. I spent more money than I would recommend most people spend on a screwdriver, but I screw a lot, so you know how it be, right? And even has lights. The newest ES model. I think there's only like 1 or 2 shops in the US. If you look up ES 126, this is the one. I think only 1 or 2 vendors in the US actually carry this. It's only just released, I think a month or 2 ago. So most sites are like from China. Can it be set to stop at a particular torque? It is open source. So if you know something about coding or whatever, you can like program it somehow. Don't ask me, I don't know. USB-C for charging. The old model only had mini. That's why I wanted to just get the newest new model. USB-C, baby. By default, it's an automatic, but if you hold this down, come on, pop-up menu, or is it multi-tap? There you go. See, there's automatic. Oops, 1, 2, 3. There's different. There's a for automatic, P for pressure, and then like a default 1, 2, 3, 4 for different force settings. And all those four settings you can customize in the. It's open source firmware. You just, I don't know, look it up, GitHub something. Sorry, I'm not much help in that regard. I just leave it on automatic because if I spin it slowly, it goes slowly. If I spin it quickly, or if I rotate my wrist more, it goes quickly. Absolutely love it. It's kinda A+. For my bits, I use the iFixit kit. But this new one, if you buy this new one, which I think costs as much as the old 121, this one actually does come with some. Actually, they're actually decent bits. It actually comes with decent bits as well as a manual driver. And these bits are a decent length, as you can see. They're just as long as like iFixit bits, which is fine. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, the bits it comes with are actually decent. I've used them when I've been too lazy to open this sometimes, because this is just more portable. The bits attach on magnetically, so they won't fall out unless you shake it. I'm not going to shake it because I don't want to organize them. It does come with this driver, which is nice and sleek looking, but why use this when you have the power of technology and USB-C charging? I'm just so happy that I got this one with USB-C charging. What is my word per minute? Not too high. Like 120 average across most all my boards. I swap boards too often to improve my WPM. I'm happy. This is actually it's not too heavy. It feels like a fine weight. Like it's not too light, not too heavy. Is my scale nearby? I don't think so. Yes, it is. Okay, everyone, guess how heavy this is. I guess except Zekk, because he probably knows how heavy this is. We got any guesses in chat for the weight of this board? Okay, here we go. 3.5 pounds is Nebulant. At most. $2.25, just under 2. Well, let's find out. Let's unveil the answer. No fair. Okay. The answer is 32 ounces, aka 2 pounds, 0.8 ounces, aka just shy of a kilogram at 980 grams. Just shy of a kilogram. Okay. Here's the difficult test for everyone. So I recently from MTB Keys, they sent me a keycap. Okay? Nice packaging. I'm gonna do a video on this too, actually. It's gonna be a short, kind of silly video. But they sent me a unique keycap. They sent me a space bar. This space bar is metal. This space bar is heavy. How heavy is this space bar? How heavy is this space bar? That's all you guys get. You guys get to look at it. I won't tell you what it's made of. Is it CNC'd? What's this? How heavy is this space bar? I don't think this spring will support that space bar. 3 ounces. $69 grams, baby. What a guess. Come on. Yep. The spring won't even, the switch won't even stay down. It just flattens out immediately. Okay, well, let's put these keycaps back on. And let's find out how heavy this metal spacebar is. The answer in grams. Let's tear this. 57 grams. 57 grams is the answer. Also known as 2.01 ounces. Yeah, it's a hefty boy. It's a hefty boy. I was actually provided springs. How much does the normal spacebar weigh? Great question. A normal spacebar weighs 7 grams. This chunker 87. This is almost 8 times heavier, just about 8 times heavier than a normal space boy. This is cool. I'm really happy. I was actually given 3 springs in case, you know, I was given 3 springs so I could, you know, spring swap a space bar just in case so I could actually use this for a video. Thank you, Nebulent, for the exactness. Oh, yeah. So, interesting thing about GMK Burgundy. Have you guys known that there are some GMK sets that have been released with a off-texture keycaps? GMK Burgundy and GMK Metaverse, I have both sets, actually feature some of these keycaps that are off-texture by GMK, which is interesting because it's almost like a silky texture, like a smooth and like a high-quality PBT. It's still ABS, but it's different. I can't get it on video. The stream video isn't. Which Burgundy? The most Dixie Mac Burgundy. It's gonna be on the I can see RTYU half on the P. You love how my camera is set back. oh, hold on. Okay, now I got I got the red background, Petrov. I'm ready for that them conspiracy takes now. Kind of more orange with that. It's definitely red, but my camera looks orange. Today we're gonna rage about soy boys. I don't even know what that means. Birds aren't real. Birds aren't real. Every bird has been killed and replaced by robots. Birds should be canceled. But yeah. Don't worry about this shitty keyboard up top. I'm surprised no one ever asks about it. You should get one of their shirts. But yeah, I built the Ogre today. I'm very happy to build it. The question is, what slap do I put on the back? What weebiness do I put in the back? If the sun is too big, why won't it fight me? KW. Knowing me something lewd. Maybe after the review. I like my stream set. The only thing I'd fix is if I had more room, I'd move this light back so you guys wouldn't see it just, you know, take a whole frame. I probably will in the future take my camera down a little bit and zoom in because you guys probably don't need to see so much of my monitor, but you guys can't see all the stickers. I've like hundreds of dollars of stickers in the stash. Can I look down the barrel? What do you mean look down the barrel? Let's look in the camera. What else do I need to change? Also, I need to change. I'm probably gonna change out this. Might change out this lamp because the lamp looks really big in frame because it is really big. I don't know. Probably will change out the lamp at some points. No, otherwise everything looks good compared to my old camera. The old camera and lens setup I was using. You want me to go the other way and shave my head? I don't know about that. That's pretty intense. But yeah, so last thing for the stream really is just going to talk about upcoming content, which I've already touched about earlier. Just kind of we're trying to work on a lot of reviews, more videos in general. I was thinking of bringing back Key Quiz for 2021. I did announce it on my channel, but now I've done a little bit more research, digging, and talking with other content creators and people. I don't know if I will, mostly because I don't think I can secure enough guests to really keep it going. Just because like I'd have to find at least 2 to 3 guests every episode. And most people don't want to like be there multiple times, as I found out, because other content creators, I guess they don't want to look uneducated because I think they think it looks poorly on them oftentimes. So I know there's quite a few content creators I've asked who are like, yeah, I don't think so, Huey, which is fine. So Key Quiz will probably be, I don't know, maybe like 1 this year, or 2, 3 or 4 at most this year, which I guess is more than last year, but still. It's not going to be something that's going to be super regular. Cool Board will return probably twice a month. This week in Key Awards will probably be 3 to 4 times a month. Reviews, trying to do 2 reviews a month as well. I have a few other projects I'm working on. And for reviews, I mean, those are for like keyboard reviews. For other reviews, like Switches, hopefully I can get at least once a month in those. Thank you, Gio, for the 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you. But one thing I definitely wonder is, I don't know, what do you guys think about the which Switch branding? Should I keep the which Switch branding for my Switch reviews, or should I just did what I did with the because the glorious Panda review, I didn't actually use the which Switch moniker. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should have, or if I just should label them just as insert Switch name here, review, maybe then, the greatest tactile of all time, whatever clickbaity title or bullshit. Switch it up. I'm not gonna do switch it up. It's either gonna be which Switch or just Switch review, or name of the Switch and then review for the video. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I do have assets made for which Switch is for comparisons. As Disney Channel's vibe, I think I'm the least Disney Channel person, one of the least Disney Channel content creators for keyboards. The most Disney Channel content creator would probably be like Nathan and Marcia, which is a gasp of apiary. They're probably like the most Disney friendly content creators. Max on Deck is probably, I can see him on Disney. Hello, Premium Water. Hope you're doing A+ today. Hope you had a wonderful New Year's. I mean, hey, so did Miley Cyrus, and she started on Disney. So I mean, wait, did she? Am I mixing her up with someone? She's like Teen Nick and Nathan is Disney. That's fair. I like to think myself as the BBC of keyboards, just dry and knowledgeable, but dry. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping this year I can do some more collabs though. God damn it, guys. I'm hoping I can do more collabs with With other content creators this year. Adult Swim Huey. Okay, I'll take that. With the TBS. I don't know. Yeah, I'm definitely hoping I can do more collabs with other content creators this year. I mean, last year difficult. I mean, can't travel, right? And probably this year probably can't travel to the end of the year, if even. So I don't know about that, but yeah, I'm hoping I can do like some stream collabs with other content creators in the community. I think it's great if we all help each other out. What are we building today? It has been built, but I built today a Zekk.Works Ogre. Hold on, I gotta do the Nathan Kim thumbnail, right? It's like this, but then I need to turn I need to open up my lens so it's only focused on me and I'm in bokeh. That's how a YouTube thumbnail will look like, right? Okay. Ogre. Yeah, it's great. It's a no worries. Yeah, we're just doing some after build chatting. Built it up with inks with 55 gram sprit springs. Probably not enough lube, but we'll see how the lube settles. Thank you. I think it looks great. It feels great. The implementation of the O-ring gasket A+ by Zekk.Works, by Zekk and Zekk.Works. So I'm just really as those across the pond would say, I am chuffed to bits. Chuffed to bits. Petrov, do people say that in Australia? I know people say it in the UK. Is it a personal? It is a personal build. Fox News of Keeves. I don't know. It's a Brit thing. Okay, got it. You're stoked. I'm properly stoked, mate. I can't say it. My accent is too American to do any kind of like casual non-American phrasing. Petrov, can you speak full Bogan? As this is a curiosity. I learned about Bogans in some YouTube documentary. I'm like, we're speaking the same language, right? You can fake Bogan. Yeah. Ogre is a great. Yeah, Ogre. I'm really not well. No, I'm really happy with this board. I'm gonna do a full review on this board, probably out next month. But one thing I did mention, like I said, for content, this year 2021, I definitely want to try to do a lot more reviews. I didn't do that many reviews last year. I've just been really busy. To be honest, I think This Week in Keyboards probably won't get as much attention as it did last year. I still want to try to keep up the momentum, or I guess now build a new momentum with This Week in Keyboards, because I know a lot of people just like that series. I like it too, but I definitely want to try to focus more on reviews this year. I think for myself, I enjoy doing Switch reviews, keyboard reviews, a lot more, and hence I want to try to focus on doing a lot more of that content. More streaming as well this year. It will also be the goal. More streams, which will be A+. Both like reviews get views. Well, not on my channel. They use super clickbaity tiles to make the content actually informative and measured for newer people coming into the hobby. Okay, so that's the thing, right? A lot of people already have really great newcomer content. Like I said, that's something that it's still on my mind if I want to whether or not I'll actually start working on some more newcomer content. I just gotta figure out a way I think I can achieve it well, because if I don't think I can do good newcomer content, I won't do it. I won't just put out newcomer content because I know it'll probably, even if it's bad, do decently. just because a lot of people, as they enter the hobby, will just start looking stuff up. I don't want to like just play the game of putting out mediocre content for the sake of it, mostly because, you know, I have a full-time job, and if I'm going to dedicate myself to videos, I'd rather dedicate to myself to videos that I like or want to do or I have inspiration to do. So unless I find like a good route to do newcomer style content, I won't do it. Because I think newcomer content should be like some of the best content there is, because if it's really good newcomer content, that's going to get people deeper into the rabbit hole of keyboards, right? Because there's a huge rabbit hole to just make the BBC of newbie content. What up, Javon? Good to see you. So we'll see, but I'm definitely gonna be focusing a lot on reviews, and I mean I do have a lot of like more general content in mind. So I mean it's like so my immediate roadmap, for example, is later this week. I have This Week in Keyboards, and I have Cool Board Season 3 premiere, which is going to be a stream, right? Next week, late next week, I'll probably have my review on the Deskey domes, which will be a big fun time. Then I have a review on the NK65 later next week, the week after. I want to get done. Then I have a review on my Yohane TKL, which is a custom that literally less than 10 exist, and no one will ever get a chance to buy it unless the ones that already exist. But I still want to do a review on it, because the way I see reviews is like, it's more than just reviewing a board that someone might buy. It's reviewing a board for the knowledge of that board. Like when someone does a car review for like a Ferrari, right? When Top Gear talks about a Ferrari, it's technically not a review that they do, but when they talk about a car that you would never buy, you still want to know about it. You still, and I want to take that same approach with doing a lot of my reviews. So like, for example, if I review I'm going to review a Jane V2 this year. I know that for sure, right? The reality is 99% of people who watch that video probably won't get a Jane V2 at any point of their career, because it's aftermarket prices are how they are, right? But I'm hoping everyone who still watches it can take something out of it on what it means to own a Jane V2 CE, why Yutzi is where he is in the community with his reputation, his knowledge of machining, and putting that together with the history of how TGR keyboards has evolved and why that means something. That's kind of like my general approach, and I want to do like my review stuff and whatnot, because I think things like that aren't explored very well in our hobby, and I think they should be. That's why I did like videos like, not the most recent Heavy Grail video, but the Control F Heavy Grail, where I talked about, like, I don't know if you guys have saw, I did a video, it's called Control F Heavy Grail, and it's kind of like about the history of how we got to Ryan Norbauer designing the Heavy Grail, right? Like 3 years ago, Drop, of all people, tried doing an aluminum HHKB, and it was shit. Absolute, completely dog garbage. No offense to dogs, but dog garbage is garbage, right? But from there, that inspired ideas, that inspired creativity, and that put the ball in motion of the idea of a custom Topra, because custom Topra has been a pipe dream for many, but only recently in the last couple years have we achieved the possibility. Now we're getting Deskey domes, right? Deskey is also working on sliders. We have Gondolindrum working on potential capacitive PCBs. All the parts are swirling together to possibly give us this big bang of custom Topra. It might happen, it might not happen, but it's a story I want to follow, and I have been following. And as it develops more, I want to release content like that, of this story, because a lot of people probably won't ever hear or research the full story of this. And I don't know, I think an idea like that is interesting. So, split Topra 20. I have a split Topra board. Lord God, fun facts. not many people have the board I'm talking about, but I have it. Are you nasty if you use all linears and a single tactile switch in your spacebar? That's certainly interesting. You're not that, I mean, you're not that wild. In like the 2014, 2015 days, it was pretty common to have, not common, but it was a niche trend to have tactiles for modifiers and linears for alphanumerics. That's been done. It was a niche, that used to be a niche trend back in 2014-ish, 15-ish, mostly 2014 time. That was definitely a niche trend. Oh, that was wild. You mean the split Topher board? Yeah, it is wild. I can get it out if you want to check it out. It's a very unique board that it's no longer being produced. I got it for actually a very generous price. Because you feel like you listened to an important past 3 minutes of keyboard talk. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. Yeah, I'll whip it out real quick. Has anyone done Topra on the alphas and buckling between the bots? No. But that is technically a possibility since both technologies relies on capacitance. If you use Model F style buckling springs, which are capacitive buckling springs, unlike Model M buckling springs, which are membrane buckling springs, and the worst form of buckling springs. Why the Model M has such a huge following? It's because of boomers in the community, but the Model F is a superior buckling spring. Okay, so are you guys? Here's my split Topra board. Has a weird ass layout, as you can tell. Okay, look at this. Look at this layout, okay? Just take a moment to really look at this layout. Just like, this is where my hands go. Layout, hands, layout. It's not just thumb enter, it's curved thumb enter. Okay? Curved thumb backspace. Okay, and the craziest thing is, these keycaps aren't 1U by 1U. They're 0.95U by 0.95U. These are actually smaller keycaps. You cannot use other Topra keycaps with this keyboard. And yes, this board does support tenting and tilt like normal. So I can tent this for ergonomics like this. Okay, and as you can see, it has a numpad. I can enable a numpad mode. And look at these ergonomic keys. Look at this thumb key is slanted inwards. Okay, these thumb keys are slanted downwards this way. Same with on this side, right? Look, you basically have you have an arrow cluster here, and they've mirrored the arrow cluster to make it the nav cluster. The layout is essentially mirrored on both sides, right? Big 6, big 7, big escape, big break key. If this was reprogrammable, it'd be perfect, but it's not, because I can't deal hitting spacebar and backspace here all day. But this keyboard is amazing. Look at this badge, by the way. It is a metal badge. You guys can kind of see it shine if I put it in the light just right. There we go. It's actually a metal badge. It looks beautiful, right? Multicolor enamel badge. Has 5 colors: white, green, orange, blue, and red on the badge. It's a wild layout, but like even boards like this have a history. This used to be a board. This is the microtron keyboard, right? It was from a company in Japan. And you used to actually be able to walk to their office It wasn't like a retail store. It was like an office. You could actually go to the receptionist and ask, "Hi, I'd like to buy a microtron keyboard." And you could buy it from the receptionist of the company. Like, it's right there. Wild, right? So, interesting, you guys might know, it's called a microtron, and you might notice, look, the modifiers, there are actually LEDs under the plastic that'll shine through for caps lock, num lock, and Tron. And yeah, the LEDs are just right behind the plastic, and they're bright enough that they'll just be a small little illumination right here, here, and here. And you might be wondering, okay, Huey, he hit caps, caps turn on. He hit num, num goes on. But what happens, Huey, when you hit the Tron key? Do I get fucking blasted into cyberspace and I gotta find my Olivia Wilde waifu and make it out of there before Clue takes over? No, it's not that exciting. I'm sorry. There's no Daft Punk accompaniment to this keyboard, as much as I wish there is. What Tron tried to be was a typing format alternative similar to Dvorak. Upside down ISO keys, yeah, all right, crazy. Imagine telling the factory, hey, can you? Oh yeah, these are all PBT die subbed, by the way. These aren't like cheap lasered keycaps; they're PBT die subbed. Imagine telling the factory, yeah, can you die sub the key like this? And the factory's like, that's upside down, and that's not a tab. And they're like, no, do it. We want it like this, upside down that ISO key and put tab on it. The factory is just like, hi, we will. Wild. Tiny one use shifts. Yeah, it's a wild board, right? Topra can see, and I can. So as you can see, there's cable routing if you just want the board to be just straight and connected to each other, which is how I normally have it stored. So you could have it just, like this flat with essentially no distance or a little bit of distance, depending on how you, attach that. And bam, it's just like this, like a normal keyboard. Then you can take all these flippers. This one is. I'm scared I'm gonna break this. This is like 45-gram domes. Look at this. Look at that height and that tent. Because you're like I said, you're not supposed to put your wrists down. This supposed to typing with this upright like this the whole time, wrists up. Like, imagine, like, you have to type, this is you don't type like this. You type like this, because look at where space and backspace is. It's under the S and D keys. So my thumb has to curl in like this. Same with this thumb. Thing is, like, for me, it's, so either you have skinny thumbs, and you have your thumbs like this, right? Fitting between the shift and arrow, right? Or shift and end, or if you have big hands, you actually have to curve your finger in and hit the key without accidentally hitting that shift. Wild, right? But that also means shift is just right here. Yeah, you got independent shifts for each side. Not independent, they work together obviously, but that shift conveniently by each thumb. And yeah, they just made their lives easier by literally just mirroring the layout on both sides exactly 1-to-1. That's why there's an arrow cluster this side, nav cluster this side. I feel like I'm gonna break this now. How do I? There we go. Gotta press that little tab right there to lower it without breaking it. There we go. Yeah, otherwise, like, I can have the cable route like this. I can have it freaking super far and do all that crazy stuff, right? This is a very unique board. There aren't many like it. This one's mine. And one of the reasons they discontinued this board was it retailed for a lot of money. It was like $400 retail, this board. So, obviously, as you can see, they did not sell many of these boards. They did not do that well in the markets, as you may have imagined. As you may imagine. But imagine getting one of these boards for $400 today. Would you, if you had a chance? And of course, like all things early Topra, it's shitty because there's only 2 plastic rubber bumpers on the bottom, and the top are just these plastic nubs like the early HHKBs. You actually have to flip out the feet if you want other rubber feet. Look at my serial number, 601C3. So I assume mine's 600 something. Is it wireless? No, it's not wireless. It's a mini USB. On the right side. Yeah, it's definitely a board I feel very, very lucky I was able to get for a good price. It retailed for $400. I got this a year and a half ago for $500 shipped. From a collector who was offloading many parts of his collection. I was actually the second buyer lined up. The first buyer backed out. Hello, Nick. So I got really lucky in this pickup. This person could have easily put this on eBay, and it would have gone for over $1,000. Pretty confident. Considering how much, Beamers go on eBay. Which have a huge history of their own I can talk about. And it's things like this I want to do videos on, because... Isn't this interesting? Isn't this interesting? Okay, that's why I have my own case for it. And even finding it is very difficult because, sometimes when people list it, they'll either use the micro symbol, which... If you don't know how to type in a micro symbol, you gotta go to Wikipedia and copy and paste that. Or they use a U and call it the U-tron. Yeah, super unique. It's one of my unique ones. But fortunately, yeah, not daily drivable. I don't have it in my normal keyboard rotation at all. How do I like my Ogre? I am so far liking it a lot. I feel bad that I just built it up. I'm happy Zekk was here to see me build it up. I'm not going to be able to use it for like 2 to 3 weeks. At least not that much. Because I have other boards I need to review. Hi, Olivia. Good to see you. So, did someone tell you, Cred? We should if you can travel and they're open 2021, Olivia. Are you ready? Are you ready? Back to San Francisco, round 2. I'm down. I'm so down. That was literally one of the most amazing meals of my life. Literally. Well, hopefully things open up. Where's my music? Okay, so for a second I alt tab to my stream, not my OBS stream, but like my actual Twitch stream, and things actually look pretty decent. I'm really happy about that. Yeah, the quality looks pretty decent. I did watch the Chef's Table episode, Nick. It was very nice. I enjoyed it very much. Do I do gaming or not? I mean, I don't stream gaming, but yes, I do play video games. I'm not very good at video games, and that's why I don't stream video games. But I do play video games. I do enjoy them. I used to be much better in my youth, but with age and the lack of time to practice, I kind of suck. But I have fun. I have fun. I play a variety of games. It was very touching. I did not cry, but it was really cool to watch that. It was really unique. Olivia, please. I wanna unlock Samurai next. It was so fun to watch you playing him. Not gonna lie, that was really fun to watch. Risk of Rain 2, really fun. Really fun once you unlock anyone but the default character, to be honest. I think the default character is such a weak intro, like a weak feeling in the game for some reason. But I've been having fun with that. I played it for like 10 hours this weekend, which I know for a lot of people isn't much. But for me, it's a lot. And literally like late last night after playing it, I messaged Olivia and I'm like, I can't play this week. If I play this week, I won't get any keyboard work done. Like, there was a part of me fighting tonight, like, do I stream a keyboard build or do I play Vidya? Do I hit up my gamers and do we PogChamp together? But no, I'm gonna be productive. I gotta be productive. Petrov, are you still hard into PoE? What keyword have you used most over the last 730 days? That's a very specific time frame. So 2 years. Most keyword I've used the most, probably my HHKB Pro 2, with modded out high prod. That, my Alice is up there. My Vern's up there. My Jane V2 and V2CE are up there. Oh, you're playing OSRS. Nice. Yeah. No, I mostly, when I'm not playing like co-op games, whether it's like co-op / PvP games, like, I'll play like, Valorant. I used to play Overwatch, but I just haven't played that in so long because I stopped enjoying it. Risk of Rain, things I play with my friends. If I'm like playing solo, I play a lot of strategy games, a lot of like Paradox games like Hoi 4, Stellaris, Crusader Kings 2 and 3, like a huge nerd. Just because like I don't have to be good. Anyway, I'm actually God with the Marshall. Okay, Olivia knows. I am actually surprisingly. I don't like. Everyone tells me every time I play with Olivia, she's like, "Why would you get the Marshall, Huey?" I'm like, no, Marshall. Every second round, let's go. Every second round, Marshall, let's go. We should play Overwatch again. You caught up. You caught a second win. Okay. I mean, has it got better? I mean, I stopped playing at the end of the Brigitte meta when they just introduced 222 is when I stopped. I haven't got back. I've heard it's gotten a lot better actually, and like you can DPS and DPS again. Like I got so bored because every time I'd play with my group of friends, they would just make me play Brigitte the whole time because I was really good at Brigitte. But the issue is, if you play her every game, so boring, so dull. And that meta got like so bad because you just stun in, get a kill, and then ulti in, and then just roll in. That's all you do. That's all you need to do. And if the other team would do that, they would get a point. If you did that, you'd get the point. What Game Boy Advance game did I play the most? Wario Land 3. And Pokemon Blue. Pokemon Blue is greater than Pokemon Red. Fight me. And you only got Pokemon Yellow if your parents really loved you. I didn't get Pokemon Yellow. I got Blue. Blue is the best. Oh wait, Advance. I'm thinking of Game Boy Color. Sorry, Game Boy Advance. Advance Wars was probably the game I played the most for Game Boy Advance. Sorry, And for Pokemon for GBA, Ruby for me was my number one. Ruby and Pokemon Ruby and Advance Wars were probably my top two GBA games. Advance Wars, oh, you guys know what's up. Advance Wars, right? Good shit. I'm just so salty that like we keep getting more Fire Emblem games, which is great, but bring back my Advance Wars, please. Bring back my Advance Wars. Okay, I like Fire Emblem. It's all good fun, right? But it's not Advance. It hits different. Okay, it hits different. I don't know how else to phrase it. Yeah, you can play multiplayer, and there was an editor. There was an editor for Advance Wars. You could make your own maps, play your own maps with people. Disposable units hit different. Yeah. Managing an economy and like, oh, okay, I think they're gonna build this next. I need to build. I try to build this to counter it, or should I try to build this to push my own initiative? How am I gonna hold on to? Oh yeah, it's. Oh. I do have a Switch. I have not touched my Switch in about a year though, because all I played on my Switch was okay. This is the most controversial Huey opinion ever. I thought Breath of the Wild was overrated. I thought it was kind of a dull game. I have Valkyria Chronicles 2 on Steam. Very fun. Valkyria Chronicles doesn't hit like... It's like a worse version of combining Fire Emblem and Advance Wars. It's fine. It's fine. I have some issues with it. Yes, it's big true. I haven't played the newest Valkyrie Chronicles. For Switch, I did play a lot of. I played, did Smash. Used to play with some keyboard people. And then of course, I like Fire Emblem on Switch. The difficulty ramps were they did not feel very. They did not feel like they were scaled very very well. That's what I'll say about Fire Emblem on the Switch. Shrines were cool. Nothing went deep. So maybe it's because I'm saying the most hipster thing. Best Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. Ocarina of Time, number 2. Wind Waker, number 3. But Majora's Mask, number 1. And then number 4 is Twilight Princess. That's my 1 through 4 of Legend of Zelda. That's how I put them. Link to the Past and Link's Awakening also very good. I like Link's Awakening a lot too. That was really fun. Monster Hunter. I've never really gotten a Monster Hunter. I'll probably like Monster Hunter. There was this There's a Monster Hunter clone for PC that I played for a little bit. I forgot what it was called. Pretty fun actually. It was like a faux MMO. It was an instance MMO, which I guess Monster Hunter technically is. Dauntless, thank you, Nebulant. Yeah, I like Dauntless, which is basically a Monster Hunter clone. So I'm pretty sure if I got into Monster Hunter, I'd probably like it. I just know that'd probably take me a lot of time. Probably. I mean, I like the concept behind Dauntless, and I like the gameplay loop. So, which is essentially a different, slightly altered Monster Hunter gameplay loop. So, if I like that, I'm confident I'll like Monster Hunter, which is essentially a more refined version. Yeah, we played together, Nebulant. We played together. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll stream me being mediocre at games. I say mediocre very what's the word? More positively than it really is. There's a word for that. I don't know why I'm blinking right now. Probably because I'm at a Monster. Out of the energy. Monster, please sponsor me. I drink so much Monster. It's actually an issue. There's a new one coming to new Monster coming to Switch. Nice. Can you describe in a few features my favorite keyboard? There's no perfect keyboard, so I don't know how I could describe that, to be honest. There's self-deprecating, probably. Perfect keyboard HHKB layouts or MX HHKB layouts. Either smooth linears or nice tactile. Name please. Either very smooth tactiles or mid tactility, mid bump, or mid tactility, high bump, high tactility, mid bump tactiles. Both would either be 63.5 grams, Sprit springs, Sprit slow spring V3s. What else? Nice GMK sets. Top mounted half plates of FR4, 7 or 8 degree typing angle. I don't know. I always forget if I like for front heights, but not too tall. Usually on the shorter ends. They should make a Switch with 2 tactile bumps. They have. There used to be when I visited Input Club a while ago, 2.5 years ago, Hata showed me a 2-stage tactile. Actually, it was technically a 2-stage linear switch, where the first bottom out would be at like about 65 to 80. No, it was about 80 gram force, but then to actuate the second part, it was like 150 gram. So if you typed normally, you wouldn't know that switch had a second stage unless you purposely went chunk, chunk. That was really cool and very distinct. That was a very interesting concept. Technically, all MX tactile switches have at least 2 bumps. Technically, the leaf always makes a very small bump. If you have any MX linear, you'll even feel that bump if you go really slowly and very carefully. You'll feel there's a tiny amount of like tactility. There's a small, I'll call it, okay, it's not a bump, it's a tactile event. You should always, bump is always a really bad descriptor because bump implies size to some degree. Typically when I do like which switch or like a review, not always with reviews, I like to try to call them tactile, at least when I'm on Discord, at least I call them tactile events, because the tactile event can have different descriptors because there's different sizes of the bump, different lengths of the bump, right? A bump can persist through multiple over a quarter millimeter to even half millimeter. It's not like an instantaneous, like bumps aren't instantaneous. What a tactile event is in a way 2 stages, right? There's the build up to the tactile, the tactile peak, which is the peak force of the tactile event, and there's the fall off, and the bump that you feel is the combination of both, but mostly what you feel is the drop off of the tactile force. Because if you look at a graph of a tactile switch, hold on. We'll science this. I'm probably gonna be losing viewers doing this, but screw it. Oops. Hold on, where are my force curve graphs? what is it called? Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's been so long. What is my freaking... My mind is blanking because I'm getting tired, but I'm trying to figure out what my software is for my force curve graphs. Maybe we can do one live. No, we won't do one live. It'll take too long. You guys don't want to watch a force curve graph live. It's actually way more boring than you'd expect. There it is. Hello, Super Tactile. It is Excel, but it's not... I don't open Excel to get to it. Hold on. It's like I said, there's a process to opening my stuff. Connected. Okay, here we go. Nice. It doesn't want to work right now. There we go. View charts. Tool. Hold on. I did the select overlays. Okay, hold on. Copy this. Sorry, I can't see chat right now. Well, is my reaction time to chat faster than most streamers? What's my secret? I have chat open all the times. That's kind of it. Oh, there it is. Oh my god, why can't I find it earlier? Documents, force curve graphs. Got it. Okay, let me show you guys you guys want to see a force curve graph? Let's do... Why not? Let's do two graphs. So here you can see orange and browns, which are both tactile out switches. But as you can see, oranges and browns are very, very different kinds of tactility, right? Right. Let's start. You guys can read that graph perfectly fine with that size, right? Yeah, you guys can. You guys can. Okay, so let's start with the brown. Obvious, right? We got a big bump. The tactile vent is 2 millimeters long. It starts from the initial putting your finger and applying force to about that 2 millimeter point, right? So, but a lot of people who use browns will say, "Oh, well, the bump just says it's a pop," but you don't realize the pop persists, and the reason the pop persists is mostly what you feel is a combination of that big upfront feel, which is, it goes up to around 72, 73, 70-ish grams, right? At around that 0.5 millimeter to 0.75 millimeter mark, right? As you keep going through that, your finger will rapidly accelerate once you get to that 1.5 millimeters all the way to the 2 millimeters. Because you can see, even though your distance is increasing, the force it takes you to continue pressing that switch decreases. And while that force while the force that requires to press the switch is decreasing, your finger accelerates through the press, right? When you push a switch down, you don't go at the same speed the whole entire time you're pressing. Every time you press down a switch, your fingers are accelerating, getting faster until they hit the bottom out. So the combination of your finger getting faster with the fact that it takes less force to go through it once you're past the first part of the tactile event, that high acceleration is what drives. It's like, oh, that feels really poppy because your fingers have this force and they snap really fast past it. And that going really fast past it makes it feel much bigger, right? So to compare that with like an orange Alps, the orange Alps, you'll say, oh, well, the bump is in the middle, which is actually pretty accurate, right? The tactile event doesn't start until around 0.5 millimeter. Yes, it does increase from 0 to 0.5 millimeter, but you barely feel that. The first thing you'll actually feel as you go down, as your finger accelerates, is that increase in force required. And even though if it's increasing force required, like I mentioned, the force behind your finger is still accelerating, right? F equals ma. Your mass of your finger is constant, but the acceleration of your finger increases. You're applying more force at a greater amount the longer you go through that displacement, through the millimeters. So once you get to the 1.35-ish, 1.4 millimeter mark, right, you're at the top of the tactile event of the orange switch, which is around 60 millimeters. And like I said, you're still accelerating through, but as you accelerate through, it requires less force, and you zoom through it. And because that tactile event is a kind of smaller delta between the top and bottom, right, the peak and the valley, you'll say, okay, well, the tactile event in your brain, it doesn't feel as long, and it wasn't, or the delta wasn't as big, therefore it feels like that's why people say it's a smaller bump. And that's what you interpret as a bump comes from. And this is what, I mean, I don't know if you guys care about this. I'm just going to keep talking. But essentially, how this data is important. People say, oh, why is this data important? You don't press your finger with consistent force the whole time, right? And it's true, you don't. But through this data, you can quantify what you're feeling when you understand how you type. Does a spring type weight move the force curve graph? It will, yeah. If it's a tactile switch, for example, the bump shape will stay the same, but the load, which is the force, will increase equal amount throughout, unless it's some kind of progressive or whatever kind of spring, right? Remember, these are Alp switches. They function a bit differently from MX. Do I have any MX examples I can publicly show? I don't think I have any I can publicly show right now. I do, but I have to find them. Right? But, yeah. So it's interesting to look at these graphs and try to understand what they mean and why they mean what they mean. Oh yeah, one of my goals this year is actually to release a lot more force curve graphs for people. I don't know whether or not they'll be useful or not. I mean, unless Nebula wants to just release all the force graph curves from me, that's okay too. But I do hopefully plan on releasing more force curve graphs. But I'll probably have a video series accompanying them. That's kind of one of the original points of which switch, because I think unless people know how to read a force curve graph aside from oh, this is the bottom out force and this is the tactile peak, that's all I need to know, la 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 la, that's wrong. You should care to know more than that, and knowing more than that, as Nebulin said, force displacement meters. Force displacement matters. Yeah, how do I make these? I have a force curve graph machine that goes bzzz, and it has a little probe that goes down and pushes a switch, and it records the force. At each of these graphs have about 7,000 data points. So the graph you see is 7,000 unique data points. So the graph, which both switches, has 14,000 data points. Actually, it's probably yeah. So it's 14. So the graph you see on screen right now is 14,000 data points. Yeah, you can post a data clear one. Yeah, I have my own force curve machine. So, yeah, so actually, if anything, you should all apply the analysis that I kind of went through with an ergo clear. Even better if you have an ergo clear that you can, slowly press in front of you to try to discern what I mean about that buildup, that tactile, the peak of the tactile event, and that sharp decrease, that valley. And you can kind of see what I mean when I say, a big part of the tactility is going through that valley. You'll be like, oh yeah, I do kind of accelerate through it, and that from peak to valley is a lot of actually what you care to feel. Your brain doesn't interpret it, right. Your brain thinks it's just that first part, that bump, because our fingers are really bad at detecting an instantaneous force, right? If you move your finger through like down slowly and you detect, your fingers are bad at saying this is light, this is light, this is heavy, this is heavy, this is medium, right? As you go through, your fingers really good at detecting a change of force, but a change of force requires that whole tactile event, and that's why it's important to understand the tactile event and understand why some tactile events, some mountains and peaks, peaks and valleys look different, right? So like once again, if you look at the brown and orange tactile events, they're different kinds of tactile events, right? The whole peak and valley of the brown versus the peak and valley of the orange. And because otherwise, a very common lay explanation would be like, oh, someone would just say, oh, a brown has a bigger bump than an orange. But that could mean so many things, right? Now, if you guys think about these graphs and you think about what I said, if someone just said this has a bigger bump, what could that possibly mean? There's like 3 or 4 ways to interpret something, quote, having a bigger bump, unquote. And that's why a lot of times when like Nebulant, Jeff Leopard, myself talk about like tactile switches, we also talk about, like, oh, I like the switch because it has a upfront bump, an upfront bump mid tactility, right? Or we say, oh, I like a mid tactility high, mid tactile bump in the middle, right? Where we talk about not only how the magnitude of the tactile event, we also talk about the location because that changes how we feel it. So hopefully this little lecture is useful. How longer will mechanical keyboards be a predominant input tool? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, like I said, right? If someone says a bigger bump, what does it mean? Total tactile event length, peak force delta? Please specify. Well, people won't specify because that takes too many words, and people just wants to know if a switch is good or not. And honestly, like that's part of the reason I haven't released much force curve graph data, because it's sad. I'm happy a lot of you guys in chat seem to care about this or finds this interesting, but I would easily say a majority of enthusiasts at least don't care or too ignorant to care. I'm not sure what it is, but a lot of people just doesn't matter to them. People do switch reviews just fine without providing a graph. Every time I do a switch review, I provide a graph because I think that's important for how I understand a switch, and I can't review a switch without a force curve graph. I know a ton of people review switches just fine, and most switch reviews are popular without force curve graphs. But I don't think it's right to review a switch without a force curve graph. I don't think it's right because like that's why I care about when someone says that there's a new switch. One of the first thing I ask is, may I see the manufacturer's force curve graph? Because the manufacturer, whether it's Kiowa, Gatoron, or Temu, they all make their own force curve graphs, and their force curve graph is obviously the idealized form. It won't have all the little bumps and jaggers we do because ours is, the exact data. Well, they take that data and they smooth it out to show you a ideal version of that. Sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're really off from reality, and that's why having, Nebulant, myself, Hata, someone with a force curve graph machine do a third-party verification of the data matters. Thanks, Nathan. I do agree. We need more force curve graphs. Whether or not they're needed, I don't know. Right? Topra force curve graph is really interesting looking. Fun fact, actually, the first part really looks like a beam spring. And if you know what if you type in a beam spring and type in Topra, you might think for a second, how are they similar? What? But keep thinking, and you'll be like, yeah, the first part of a Topra is kind of like the first part of a beam string a little bit. Force curve graphs are overhated. They can actually tell you something about the switch if you have a frame of reference. So yeah, on Hata's Plotly, he has a ton of switches listed on his Plotly. Unfortunately, he hasn't updated it for a while. But look at the Topra one that Nebulant just posted. It's actually a great one to look at if you've used Topra to kind of understand why it's different from MX, because you can kind of see, right, how long that tactile event actually is. For some people with Topra, it's actually kind of hard to understand where the tactile event begins and where it ends with Topra. And that's kind of a part of its magic. It does have a beginning. It does have an end. Your fingers feel it. You just need to correlate where your fingers feel it, how your fingers feel it, with the actual data. And when you take that time to understand it and care a lot, it's really cool. And that's why I think it matters. I think it matters, but I don't. Sometimes I feel like a lot of people. Do you think a lot of people in the community don't really care much about? No, a lot of people care about keyboards. I think they just care about different aspects of using a keyboard. This is like a lot of like raw data stuff. Most people don't care about this stuff, right? Most people, because keyboards there's a lot of facets of keyboards, right? Some people care just about the board itself, the manufacturing. They care about anodization. They care about CNC. They care about the engineering. Some people, they'll care about switches, and they just care about, is it nicely lubed? Is it smooth? How's the sound quality? Can we measure the sound quality? Some people like me will also care about, well, I want to know about the force curve graph. I want to know about the science, the displacement of force. I want to know about this. There's some people who are really into artisans and the craft behind artisans. There's so many facets. There's keycaps at design, right? And that's kind of what makes keyboards as a hobby amazing, because there's so many different facets you can dive deeper into. And I think that's why a lot of people really stick with this hobby, because they kind of feel and they find this part that they like, where even if you dive super deep into one part, you're still kind of connected to all of it, right? Like when you guys watch This Week in Keyboards, I will talk about how I feel and how I think about a keyboard in terms of its looks. If I think it has good machining, bad machining, if I think it has issues with if the switch has issues, if the keycaps has issues. And that's why the breadth of knowledge you can get from keyboards is so great, is so wide, is so amazing. Yeah. And we won't bring any spring claims without curve. Yeah. Like with round 1 of the novel key springs, they're all 10 grams off. And the reason we know that is that Mike sent them to me to have them verified. And he told me, hey, the spring weight should be like 60, 70, 80. I'm like, nah, dog, the spring weights are 50, 60, 70. And he's like, oh. Yeah, I'll get that fixed around too. I'm like, thank you. That'd be great. Because you don't want to, sell someone one spring weights and not have it verified. And I'm happy that when Mike had his springs, he cared to reach out to me to verify them. And yeah. Yeah. Holy movie quality, NAS production, value, super budget, 4K, super high res, lighting, Andy. My lighting isn't my nice isn't. Yeah, I know my voice and audio doesn't line up. I'm too lazy to fix it right now. I know my camera is delayed. I'm using a different camera, and that camera is a weaker processing, so there's always going to be a video delay for that. Too lazy to fix it right now, and I can't fix it right now because I'm live, and the best way to fix it would not to be live, to record myself, bring it to my video editor, find out how many frames, set the audio frame delay, that'd be done. But I think 94% of people in the current hobby have lost touch with why they got into mechanical keyboards. You know what? I don't think so, just because I respect the fact different people are into mechanical keyboards for different reasons, right? I'm really passionate about, this is really dramatic music. I'm really passionate about this side of mechanical keyboards and what it means to me. And just because I'm really passionate about it doesn't mean it's the only way to go, the best way to go. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, Jay. Yeah, I'm a hashtag production value. But that's just like my take. And a lot of people will listen to this and be like, I don't give a shit. As long as the Switch feels good under my fingers, I'm Gucci gang. I just care about artisans, or I just care about key set design, and that's fine. Like I said, there's so many facets to explore in our hobby. I'm just happy I can, hopefully provide an explanation on why some people like me might care about this one. Although I think it's always good for anyone in this hobby to be at least somewhat well-rounded for all things in general, because there's a lot of parts of the hobby people are quickly learning about, right? Like logistics. Logistics is a big part people are, Nebulent, there's a great post that Nebulent posted on Keep Talk that Hata posted on how to read a force curve graph. I think it's absolutely a great read. I do want to do a follow-up video to that at some point. But yeah, no, I think a lot of people should be more well-rounded about the hobby. Like nowadays, I'm sure you guys see a lot of people are learning about logistics, right? So many people were like, wait a second, why does a board cost so much? When do we have, I don't know, when something goes wrong. So hopefully never. Some sub badges. So lazy to be a proper streamer. I need to have sub badges. I need to have like a sub goal in the bottom. Yeah, exactly. The Reddit thread of how key code is made, right? A lot of people are ignorant. They don't know like why a keyboard might cost a lot of money, what it means, because there's a lot of facets involved, right? It involves logistics, involves engineering, it involves engineering skills, manufacturing processes, knowledge of all of that. And a lot of people don't know yet, and their anger or their misled comments, I believe, mostly comes from ignorance, right? I think if most people properly learn the information correctly, their opinions would change. Because if you tell anyone in the community this keyboard unbuilt as a kit without switches, without keycaps, can cost $400, for us that makes sense. We can understand why that might be, but someone in the hobby might not. I just can't believe I need to fix my recording settings. I just recorded 160 gigs of stream and my hard drive just filled up. Nice. No, PR Cardi, it's not very obvious for a lot of people because a lot of people don't think about any of those things at all. A lot of people are into things that don't require them to think about that. Not all hobbies require those kind of knowledge base at all. Most people are used to just going to the store, buying something, and not thinking about how it got there. And they don't need to. And for a lot of people, this hobby, fortunately, is opening up their minds to this information and to this and to that and everything else and whatnot. But I'm hoping that, I don't know, I could probably do some content, some videos about this. I'm not sure how I do it. Is what I'm saying for the last 45 minutes make sense? I feel very scatterbrained. I'm not sure if I'm talking about this with enough direction to make sense. Obviously, everything I said needs to be organized much more, but we'll see. Like, for example, my BKE Redux domes, not Redux domes, but my DesKey domes I'll be doing a review on, they're going to have force curve graphs too. There aren't any force curve graphs yet. Are you talking about the BKE Redux from Keycaps, or are you talking about the new DesKey domes? Because I don't think there's any graphs of either of those, both of which I'll be working on this month and releasing in a video for my DesKey dome review. I personally can't relate to people like that. You've become a lot more conscious about your general consumption and I think found some dissonance with keyboards. Interesting. I've made more sense now than any other keyboard content creator. Oh, thanks, bud. Looking forward to the review. So am I. I just got the domes in today. I was showing them off. I put the box somewhere under my table. But yeah. Yeah, JJ, I'll be comparing Keycaps BKE Redux Lights, Heavies, 55-gram domes from Topra, and the new Deskey Lake Blue and Pink domes. So, right now in my Nova Force, I have Extremes. I'm going to do 6 dome swaps in one sitting for a video. I'm dreading thinking about it. My Windows popped up. It's like low disk space. Thanks, bud. I know. So, I hope you guys watch that video when that releases. Please do. Because I'll be doing 6. For the Deskey silencing rings video, I did 5 slider swaps in one sitting. Hata has done Plum 55 gram. I want to compare. Cool. Well, Plum 55 gram I don't trust is the same as Topra 55 gram. Is it? I don't think it is. You're scared of BKE Redux? It doesn't. I will say it takes away the beloved HHKB feel in terms of altering it. And whether or not you like those alterations is a personal preference, but it won't be the same HHKB. Deskey slider win? I don't know. Hopefully soon. Yeah. Any last questions? I've been ranting and raving for some time now. I should probably end soon and see if there's anyone to raid on Twitch because what time is it? I need to do laundry. It's 10 o'clock. It's gonna take me 3 hours to do laundry because I have a lot of laundry to laundry. Hydrate. Thanks, bud. I need to hydrate because I've been talking for a lot and I actually feel my throat now and it hurts. Okay. Thanks for the tier 1 sub, Lord God. What about Topra keeps me coming back? I love the Topra switch. I love the Topra feel. HHKB is great. My most used switch last 2 years, probably Topra. I've been thinking about the Keep Talk thread about diminishing utility. Can you get me? I will probably post in that thread later tonight or tomorrow. I did read it and I've been thinking about it, but I don't have a response yet. Thanks, Glizzo, for the sub. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something. Hold on, everyone. Oh. Yeah, stay hydrated, everyone. Missed, damn it. Okay, so any last questions before we end here tonight, or comments? Yeah, but in general, I basically laid out my my roadmap for 2021. More content, more videos, more streams as well for everyone. So more builds, more shows like Cool Board and whatnot. I have another interesting idea planned. I haven't debuted yet, so I'm pretty excited for what the year holds. I hope you guys are too. I think we'll have fun. What's my go-to breakfast? Go-to breakfast, if I could have any. I really like eggs Benedicts. I wouldn't say it's like a go-to breakfast. I don't have eggs Benedict every day, but if I could, eggs Benny, baby. We're still in the Bay Area. Yeah, it'd be fun if we could sit down, Neb. Well, one of these days you can go visit us. I'll visit you one of these days, and I'll have Jeff come and Dewey come and J Chef come. Ever had cornflake French toast? I have not had cornflake French toast. Well, is it just French toast with cornflakes on it? If it is, I can arrange that. Come to SoCal. Yeah, I mean, I'm like only 5 hours driving from SoCal. I can make that a weekend trip in the future. Once, you know, the Rona calms down and everything. Or I get my vaccine and everything and I'm all Gucci gang safe to go. The flakes give it a crunch. Nice. I mean, I'm hoping things can calm down and I can have a NorCal meetup this year. That'd be nice, right? Am I in LV? I'm in the Central Valley of California. I am 3 hours from Bay Area, 5 hours from LA. Like 4.5 to 5, depending on how fast I drive, you know. Or which mode of transportation. If I take either the car or if I take my motorcycle. Make French toast, but crush some cornflakes, rub it in, make sure it's all covered. Okay. Yeah, the only good thing about Central Valley is like... What's good about Central Valley, Nebulant? Antiquing. What kind of motorcycle? I have a Honda NC700X. It's like a light tourer. I reside in the more analytical niche of the community. How can we go about growing it? I don't know. Every time I release content about it, it never really does too well. So it's like, how do you make math sexy, right? You don't. No one makes math sexy. So I think it's always just going to be a smaller niche in this community, and I think that's fine, because I understand why people wouldn't want to waste their time or brain power, right? Yeah. You should see your math teacher. Oh, that's your math teacher. How about the math she puts on the Zoom? Because all you kids use Zoom now, right? Kids don't learn on whiteboards anymore. Or I guess in Nebulance Day, chalkboards. Diminishing utility, diminishing returns exist in everything, especially hobbies. Yep, very much so. What's Central Valley? Central Valley is the geographic region I live in, California. It's the part of California people forget that exists. It's the middle part. Everyone's like, oh yeah, California. It's just San Francisco up north and LA down south, right? Well, I mean, there's a whole stretch of area between those. And in fact, the whole stretch of area that you're forgetting produces like 90% of the produce for the western half of the United States. B-dubs. No, not the central Silicon Valley. No. When people talk about the different areas of the Silicon Valley, they just do it by like city. Like, I'm from Cupertino. I'm from Redwood. I'm from San Jose. As if like them being 2 streets apart is different. That's the thing I like about LA, right? Even from people from LA suburbs, just say they're from LA. Like, you can be from like Huntington Park, but you'll say, oh yeah, I'm from LA, right? But someone in like the Bay Area, they'll be like, what? No, I'm from Evergreen. I'm not from San Jose. Oh my God. Hashtag California things, I guess. Yeah, where I live produces more food than most countries combined, actually. Pennsylvania, nice. Wawas or Sheets? Phantasmal Cat. Yep, San Joaquin Valley. Central Valley, baby. Turkey Hill. Don't know what that is. But yeah. Wawa greater than Turkey Hill. Interesting. Oh, thanks for another gift sub, Calissa. Thank you. Well, everyone, that's mostly it for me today. Who we rating? Thanks everyone so much for all the subs, follows. Hope you guys enjoyed this content from building my Zekk.Works Ogre, talking about my 2021 plans, and just ranting about Switch analytic shit that makes or not doesn't make sense. Who we gonna fall? Who we gonna da? Let's go raid Dr. Huru, I guess. One more type tests? I don't have everything set up for a type test, but yeah, Ogre is pretty Paga. Okay, we're gonna raid Dr. Huru, so stay tuned, everyone, and we'll do the raid real quick. Thanks everyone so much for joining the stream today. Hope you had a wonderful time. Take care, everyone. I love you all. How do I spell it? Frickin' it's Dr._Huru. Stick around so my raid looks more impressive, please. We raiding the dock. Thanks everyone so much. Enjoy Doctor Who's stream as well. Love you all. Have a wonderful time.